Everyone, I want to welcome you back to Higher Take. Today, I'm very excited for the episode. Finally, an episode I think that many people have been waiting for, and also I've been wanting to do for a while, but it's been so busy, so hectic. My co-host Maher is back. Welcome back, Maher.
Man, feels great to be back, honestly. Every time I listen to this intro, it feels nostalgic, you know? And it's been a while. I haven't been under the bright lights, especially with you. And I'm so happy that you have now Kareem as your partner as well. So,
And happy to have Kareem here as well. This is his second episode. He's
100%.
becoming a real
Thank you.
podcaster.
100%.
He's been wanting to do lots of episodes,
Yes.
but we haven't been finding the time.
Yeah. And it's
No?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's going to be very nice catching up with you, as usual. I'm sure it's going to be a very fruitful conversation. There's so many valuable information to
For
be
sure.
spoken about today. So
For sure.
let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get into it. I mean, today I think what we're going to touch upon a bit is talk about your new venture. You're going to tell us more about it, give everyone some updates about Halipop. We try to be as active as possible. Also, Kareem and I to provide updates to the audience through Higher Take, through our pages. But it's an it's a very fast moving industry, right? So
Always
that's what
updates.
we're always updates, exactly. And I'm excited to learn more about your product as well. And I know the past couple of weeks have been very challenging for all of us, for everyone, of course, in the UAE, in the region. So maybe we can talk how we adapted during this very tough period, a period of conflict. But hopefully, we all hope now it's all done. So I think we can get started because we already gave an intro about HalaPop, what's HalaPop during our last episode. Would love to hear about your venture, what you're doing, some challenges you've been facing.
Yes, so again, thank you for having me. I guess that's the type of situation we
This
are
is
in
your
right now.
podcast, man. It's not
Yeah.
thank you for having me. It's like, it's yours.
And what's actually interesting is that it came full circle because I remember when we started Higher Take, we were like getting guests, we were exposed to different kind of personalities, different kind of celebrities. And now I'm doing my own venture and you guys are doing your own venture. And we're using this platform to speak about, as you mentioned, the lessons that we've been learning, all the valuable information that we've been sharing with each other, whether it's in front of the camera, whether it's outside the camera. And so basically it's been 1 year now that we have been running Pharma Tech, which is like a wellness / longevity / anti-aging company that's based in the UAE. We sell all around the GCC. For now, we're running an e-commerce model, but soon enough, we're going to go into the B2B type of model. And the mission of Pharma Tech is to let people take control of their health and let people understand that aging is a disease. It's not something inevitable.
It's not something inevitable.
Yes, because
Okay.
for the longest time, if you look at the history, cancer was inevitable, infections were inevitable, but with the right technologies and with the right tools, they became diseases, something that you can fix.
Do you think one day we'd be able to live to 200, 300?
Oh, 100%. The first person that will live to 150 years is already born, and that's something very interesting to learn about.
Who's that person?
No, I mean like in generalities, the first person to actually live 150 years is
already
already
born,
born.
they're already here.
Because if you look at the pace of the technology that we're moving with, he's already born.
Oh, that's super interesting. I mean, I would love to live to 200, but good years, you know.
You can see people aging faster than others. You can see people in their 50s looking like they're in their 20s. So
Exactly. And you can see also the vice versa of this situation.
Of course,
It
yeah.
all depends on lifestyle. It all depends on many different variables, whether it's on surface level and whether it's on cellular level. And that's where Pharma Tech comes into play. But it's actually very interesting if you look at the situation from a bird's eye, because I want you to imagine your body as a factory. For a factory to work, what does it need? Fuel for it to produce energy. In scientific terms, for your body to work, it needs fuel. In scientific terms, this fuel is called the NAD+. And what's its main function is to produce ATP energy. So ATP energy is the energy responsible for every heartbeat that you have and for every thought that you have. Without it, 20 seconds, we all die. So when you reach 25 years of age, the NAD+, which is the fuel, starts decreasing. Hence, the ATP that the body produces starts decreasing. By 50, the NAD+ levels, again, the fuel, decreases 50%.
Oof.
So automatically, what happens? The ATP energy decreases also 50%. And this is where the symptoms of aging start to occur. The brain fog, all these type of things, they tell you, "Anui, I'm feeling old, I'm having bad recovery," is when the fuel decreases 50% because ATP is the most important energy for us to survive, for us to think, for us to breathe, for us to live. So that's where Pharma Tech comes into play. Because with the supplements that we provide, we increase the NAD plus, which is the fuel your body needs to survive. And that's the full circle that we're trying to educate people on.
That
Amazing.
honestly صراحة it's أول شيء I'm very impressed by the pitch you gave that one, so I would like to say and عن جد congrats on Pharma Tech, what you've done so far. I mean, personally, I don't have very strong knowledge about this. I remember during one of our podcasts in the past, we have spoken about longevity and NAD plus and all of that, and you actually took that journey. That's insane. Why did you decide to go into this path, and how did you start it?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. I haven't answered it in a while. But just to give some context, so my father is a doctor. He's been a doctor for 30 years. Originally, he was a gynecologist. And 5 years ago, he pioneered the move of the longevity. He got the NAD plus to the Middle East. He started it around 4 years ago in February time, 2021 or 2022. And he started doing the NAD IV therapy drip. You know, he started in Lebanon, he started in Dubai. And then, because so many people were happy with the results and so many people's lives changed due to the NAD plus increase in their body, we were like, okay, the NAD plus is working very well, but how can we maintain it? Because, you know, your body is not like a one-time use. It's like a baby. You need to take care of it. You need to maintain it. You need to be very, very frequent with the supplements that you take, with the NAD sessions that you do. So we have now two different ventures. The one that my father works on, the NAD plus IV therapy, and these supplements work in parallel to the NAD plus as maintenance. So we were like, let's do it. I already have background in marketing, and as you know, you're one of the few people that know that I've always wanted to pursue my own thing. So when we have the right opportunity, when we have the right timing, when we have the right expertise, which is my father in this case, this is the trifecta I think everyone needs to have in their life to start something. And that's exactly what we did.
Beautiful. So you saw a brilliant opportunity. Your dad had the right background, and you decided to go for it. How were you able to start it? Did it require lots of capital? How did you make the move? I know you had a full time. You're working a full time, and I think we had a discussion. How long have you been on it? A year?
Around a year now.
Around a year. Yeah, I remember we had a conversation like a year ago, and you did say, "I'm leaving, and you're gonna start your." I was like, "Oh, that's crazy! I'm very excited for you." But how did you take that leap?
Sure. So ever since I came to Dubai, and I think I've shared this story with you a lot of times, and I think also Kareem, maybe I've shared the story with him as well. But for everyone watching, I always wanted to start my own thing. So now in hindsight, when I look at the situation and how I started and everything, I say, oof, I never thought, I'm taking a risk. I never thought I'm doing something not usual. I thought this was destined to me to start my own thing. So some people around me were like, oof, and you're leaving your 9-to-5 job and you're pursuing your own thing. But in my head, I already manifested this situation. So it happened very quickly, to answer your question. I left and I thought, okay, this is the thing that's meant to be for me. So I didn't treat it as something new. I didn't treat it like something I'm scared of. I treated it as if I already had it. Because already we were doing higher take. Already we were sort of, quote unquote, flirting with the situation that, okay, we have our own thing and we want to monetize our own thing. And if you go back to episode 1 and 2, we were talking about, the Matrix and 9 to 5,
The Matrix.
Yeah, 100%. So I think 3 years later, we're all in the Matrix. Let's not lie. But
Are you
from
still?
a different perspective. I mean, the only way to get out of the quote-unquote matrix is to be free, and I don't think anyone of us here are free.
Or
So
we're still grinding.
100%.
What do you
so
think, Jay? What do you think about this move?
The time will come for everyone to be free. Not everyone, the people
Yeah.
that pursue actually building their own destiny. And I think what you've done is amazing, honestly. So very well done. I think the products are insanely well, especially with the expertise of your father. I'm very excited to try them because I started feeling that aging, like you said, after the age of 25. I started feeling that I don't have the same body. I need to also maintain my body in many ways. One of them was either sports. Second one is also education. Always keep on learning, so you exercise the brain, and definitely the longevity of your health. So I'm really interested in trying the products actually.
So I have two things. First of all, you required lots of capital to start this.
So obviously, with every business that wants to go big, you need some capital to start the business,
Did you
especially
use
when
your
it
own
comes.
capital, your family, your dad,
So
or you
it's a
brought in
mix of
some
both.
people
It's a mix of both.
to
We have some
invest?
partners in the company as well that invested to start Pharma Tech because we're not like starting something on the side, or we're not like starting something
full-time.
small. It's full time. It's longevity. The longevity market is estimated to hit $1 trillion by 2030. So it's not something we wanted to start small. It's something we wanted to start big. And with everything that you want to start big, okay, there's some cases that you can start small. But when you have employees, when you have a vision, when you have all these ingredients you want to put into the mix to make something successful, I think you need a bit of capital.
You need a bit of capital,
yeah,
you
of course.
definitely. And I feel nowadays, it's not like they call them up until today supplements,
Yeah.
right? We call them all the different nutrients we take, all the different
100%.
vitamins we take. We call them supplements. Like I feel, and let me know what you think, because that's what we did with HalaPop, right? We added fibers, right? We added more vitamins to it, right? We added prebiotics. I feel it's essential these days to take them. It's no longer a supplement to take them, right? Same with the different products that you have, and I want you to talk about each one of them. I get the feeling that they're more and more essential and no longer just supplements. And correct me if I'm wrong. What do you think?
They've been essential from day one. The only thing that changed is the awareness and education people are getting exposed to in order to start taking them. Now health is a big thing. Health is the biggest thing ever since like 10 years ago. No one was talking about longevity. No one was talking about like supplements. But obviously with social media, everything gets amplified. So now people are more aware about their health, even the longevity space. If you go back 3 years ago, no one knew what NAD Plus was. No one knew what Aeon, NMN, resveratrol, all the supplements that we sell were. Maybe even fiber when it comes to HalaPop.
Of course.
So now, especially with influence on social media and stuff, and like when you see like a 40-year-old that looks young, that's very active, they're doing big influence, and that's where social media is actually a positive influence, I believe. And people want to follow their journey. Okay, they look young, they're 40 years old. What are they doing differently? What are they taking? And that's like the biggest game changer in the game, to answer your question. That now they became essential because the results are speaking for themselves visually on social media. So the exposure increased a lot. Before, it was like more behind the scenes. It was like more, okay, vitamin D, that's what I studied in school, for example. But now, like with the right information, and as I mentioned, with the right tools of the technologies and all the research that's being done, the major benefits that these supplements have are being exposed to the worldwide
I
public.
completely agree, and I also think not just the awareness, that like with the education, there's also the access to it. So with AI, people could just search up anything to get results, and even the trends. If you look at the most recent trends, they're all more towards the health awareness, towards the health benefits. People are replacing their coffee with matcha because of the caffeine crash. People started taking Himalayan salt instead of the regular salt because apparently it's better. The trends are also going towards more health aware. And the trends are always towards the benefits. At some point, it was protein. Recently, now it's more towards the fibers and the prebiotics and the longevity. So I think people are just caring more about themselves. The education, the access is available, and people care about their body. The body is the only thing that stays with you your whole life.
So who's your biggest audience now?
So, as
who-
I mentioned, we sell in the GCC. Our target audience mainly lies between ages of 30 and 70, 75. Because as I mentioned, the older you grow, the less NAD plus fuel. I'm always saying NAD plus is the fuel, so people can understand in basic terms, like what's NAD plus. With zero fuel, a factory can't work. With zero NAD, your body can't work. So
So if I start taking it, like of
Okay.
course it's all based on you know, the knowledge you have. I don't know, maybe there's studies as well.
Yeah.
That if I start taking it, I'm 28, if I start
Yeah.
taking it from now every single day
Mm.
till, you know, whatever,
Mm.
70 years old, whether I keep on taking it, would I live longer?
That's a very good question.
Theoretically.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And that's what I wanted to shed light on. At Pharma Tech, we don't only focus on the lifespan, we focus on the health span. What's a lifespan? How long do you live? What's health span? How well do you live? So it's not like, yeah, okay, we want to live 150 years old or we want to live 200 years old. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to live 80 years old, but I want to die young as far as possible. انه شو بستفيد انا اليوم اذا بعيش لل 150 اوكي واخر 30 سنه انا اتخذ فيهم. You know, so we want to enhance the quality of life, and that's where it gets interesting. You were previously mentioning that everyone wants to stay young, everyone like wants to be guided on what supplements to take or how to have better hair or how to have better skin. But what's fascinating is what happens on the cellular level. So you asked me, if you start taking Aeon, what happens, right? You're 28 now. Imagine you're 50, okay? And your fuel decreases by 50%. But the damage that your body is getting on a daily basis is obviously increasing because you're aging. So the maintenance crew that's repairing your cells is solely responsible on the NAD plus levels. So if the NAD is low, the maintenance crew shrinks. So there's so many damage being done to your body with no one fighting it. So I'm going to give you an easier example. Now you're working on Halipop, right? Imagine in 10 years, the budget gets cut off, which is the NAD+. Karim leaves, and you are fighting 100 tasks. When before you two and your whole team was fighting 150 tasks. The damage increased. The tasks increased. And the maintenance crew, the employees, decreased. With half of the budget, that's the NAD+, you know? So there's so many unattended tasks, right? Because the tasks are like that. They're not attended. Same with the cells.
Yeah.
The sirtuins, who are the longevity genes responsible for maintaining the cells, are working and fighting and repairing some cells, but there's so many cells unattended. So these cells that are unattended...
Honestly, you explained it perfectly.
Yeah.
I think everyone will get the idea exactly because of the way you explained it right now. And I just want to add something. I think to be able to do that and to be able to have a healthy lifestyle and live old but young, I think this is definitely necessary. But at the same time, you have to complement it with a healthy lifestyle. So I don't think you should just be taking these supplements and stay in bed all day. You should complement it with sports, with healthy food, with a healthy lifestyle, basically. Not smoke.
You know why? You're spot on, by the way. But that's the thing that people don't get, because now I mentioned, like, okay, now there's social media, everyone's working out, everyone's like running, everyone's walking. But you're spot on again, because our bodies were meant to be in scarcity mode. They weren't meant to be in abundance mode. Like, look back at mankind. How many times did we eat per day? Before, when we first...
If you're talking about the first of mankind, when they
Literally.
went hunted,
Once a day or
they
two.
used to go get one
Once
meal a
maximum.
day. It's one meal
Exactly.
a day. It's one
So
meal a day. You go hunt, you eat once,
One
and then you
meal.
hunt tomorrow.
So your body was in scarcity mode. Nowadays, you're eating 3 meals, you're having 2 snacks,
Snacks in
you're
between.
drinking 2 sodas.
Shakes
So your
in
body,
between.
exactly. So your body is always in abundance mode. The main question is, what happens when your body is in abundance mode? Your insulin levels increase. And when the insulin levels increase, the NAD plus decreases. When you're in scarcity mode, meaning emergency mode, your body is repairing because, oh no, what's happening? I know, why isn't he eating? So your body is working even at a better pace, the sirtuins, the longevity genes for cellular reparation. And when do you enter scarcity mode? Not only when you eat. When you don't eat, sorry. When you exercise, when you walk. Insulin drops, NAD plus increases. And that's why nowadays we're aging way faster than before, at least from a surface level.
Yeah, but these days, statistically, aren't people living the longest they have lived ever in history, right? Because medicine has become so much better, treatments have become so much better.
Of
So
course.
statistically, lifespan expectancy
Exactly.
is the highest in history, right?
But you
And
just
correct me if I'm
answered
wrong.
yourself. We're talking about health span now, not lifespan. Obviously, when it comes to lifespan, as I previously mentioned, it's how long do you live? And you're completely right. We're now living longer.
So the lifespan is the longest it's been, but you're saying the
The
health,
health
is
span,
not.
because again, if you're 40 years old, even if you want to live to 100, even if you live to 100, okay, you don't want to be 40 and feel 70. You don't want to be 27 and feel 35. And that's where Pharma Tech comes into play. And that's like the number one testimonial type of feedback that we receive. You know, I'm feeling younger. My sleep is better. I feel like a kid again. I can run. I can fast.
Uh, Many people are gonna come and be like, of course, and they may already came. I'm sure it's there's all studies behind it, but they're gonna come and like, maybe it's another marketing gimmick. Or are you trying just to sell some stuff to make some money? So your dad's a doctor, which really helps. But is it backed by other doctors? Is it backed by other science proof records? Or is it
Yes.
just something that right now people are giving a keyword and trying to push?
So I have a question for you. What's the best university in the world?
Of course, there's MIT, there's Princeton, there's the Western ones. What else? UCLA is good.
Harvard.
Wharton, Harvard.
Yeah, Harvard,
Harvard.
you know?
Yeah.
So the head of research at Harvard, he's like the longevity god, you know, at Harvard, backs these supplements and actually takes these supplements daily and has been letting his father take these supplements daily for the past 40 years. And when he let his father, out of a 1,000 group sample, take their biological test, he had this like the least biological age out of everyone in the room, and he's 80. Imagine. So he's been on supplements for the last 30 years. That just take one example. Back to your question.
That's very good. That's very good. So there is science proof. Now, the other point that I have in mind is that also research says that 80 or 90% of whatever pill or supplement you're taking goes to waste, and your body consumes maybe 5 to 10% of it.
That's again a very, very good point, and that's why we don't sell NAD plus pills. We only sell NMNs, which are the precursors for NAD plus. NAD plus pills, molecules, don't get digested well in your gut. يعني exactly.
Stay patient, but we want to see both of them.
Exactly.
Karim cannot help himself. Look at him. He just in the middle of the
I'm just
episode
opening
opened
it.
HalaPop. So he couldn't wait anymore.
Yeah, when I said about digestion, he got excited.
When he said, I want to continue here. Maybe
Yeah.
you can take those products that you have, showcase them to us while Karim is doing this as well.
Yeah, sure
I call the strawberry vanilla. It's my favorite one.
Go ahead, pick anyone you want.
So let's see those.
I love them all.
Okay. So there's what do you have?
So as I mentioned, this is the precursor. NMN is the precursor for NAD plus because I mentioned that NAD plus pills don't work.
NMN.
Exactly. These are the precursor for NAD plus. So when you take this, you increase NAD plus levels, which is the fuel again in your body. NAD plus pills, because there's so many companies that sell NAD plus pills, they're not good. If you want to increase NAD plus levels by supplements other than the IV drip, which is NAD, you take NMN, not NAD
Okay,
plus.
so NMN is decent, you're saying. And if you want to increase the NAD plus, it's better to take IV drops.
Exactly. Or if you want to take supplements because you're scared to take IV drop, you take NMN, not NAD
okay.
plus. Okay, I'll talk about resveratrol a second. So we were talking about the maintenance screw in your cells, right? The maintenance screw is called sirtuins. They're sirtuin pathways. How do they get activated is when you take resveratrol. It fights inflammation, it helps with Alzheimer, you know, and it's a perfect complementary supplement to NMN, sorry, these two. And last but not least, this is Aeon. It's the all-in-one longevity complex formula. It has 11 components in one pill. So it has NMN dosages already. It has resveratrol, it has astragalus, it has L-theanine, it has quercetin, fisetin, spermidin. 11 supplements, 11 longevity supplements in one pill.
And they're all great for you, as you're saying. So Pharma Tech suggests that you should take one pill of each every day.
So 2 pills of Aeon
Two
per
pills
day,
and one of them.
one, and we call it the Super 3. This is our main like bundle.
Beautiful. I think you guys should absolutely try it. I'm gonna try
Thanks.
those. I
Of
really
course.
want to try those.
These are all yours, man.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Both of you, you know.
And I'm gonna take the HalaPop. Do you want to take one? Do you want to
Of
drink
course.
one? Which one would you like?
So I've tried them all, but I think I will go to Karim's favorite pomegranate.
And I took my favorite, and Karim's gonna stick.
I saw you doing the
Next
ASMR thing last time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan, honestly.
Who did? I did it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, honestly, maybe I shouldn't have done it. I'm absolutely, completely impressed with everything, the knowledge that you have built, the way you're conveying it, Maher. It's absolutely like a pleasure to see where you have reached so far.
Thank you, man, honestly. And big credits to Higher Take as well, because I'm sure that part of your journey, part of your like ruthlessness that you already have, that you already have, the hunger, the eagerness to succeed also came from Higher Take.
Of course,
and the way you
man.
articulate your ideas and the way you had to adapt with different situations. And so big credits to Higher Take, big credits
100%.
to you as well, because we've built something very special together.
I always,
And,
I do wanna, and always with both of you, consider you my partners. I would love to see how to keep on growing Higher Take. It's just been, because like now you started your own company as well. Karim and I were working on HalaPop. It's just so tough to find time. I think people underestimate how time consuming it is to actually run a podcast.
It's very time consuming.
You need to find a guest. You need to review the episode. You need to prepare, talk with the crew here to get the setup. You need to post social media. So it's really time consuming.
It is time consuming, especially when you're trying to build a brand from scratch. But the way to go about it, I believe, is to treat it as a hobby on the weekends, maybe, like not to take it very seriously, like,
I agree.
Not necessarily to say, okay, I want 25 guests. Khalas, you're not making money from it. You're just having fun.
100%.
You're building content for your pages on Instagram, and you're having fun at the end of the day. Like I mentioned, that's the most important thing, especially when you have the stress of actually building a brand. So you want to come here and you want to relax, you want to chill, you don't want to care about every single detail and micromanage the narration of the podcast.
And having hosted so many brilliant people on Higher Take, also that helps. It inspires you. You want to achieve the same. You want to do something big as well.
Exactly.
So Karim,
I have a question for him.
Yeah, I want you to ask Karim. I had, but
I have a question for you. So I've worked with Walid for the past.
That's a good
I worked
question.
with Walid for 2 years, and I think that's the first time you work on something on your own, right? Like you're now embracing the entrepreneurial lifestyle for the first time.
Correct, a full-time project. Yeah.
100%. It's been almost maybe a year you've been working on HalaPop, or less maybe.
It's been over a year and a half.
Okay.
But it's been since we launched officially. It's been since the beginning of this year, so since January.
So it's been like almost 1 year. You're embracing this entrepreneurial spirit. You have Walid as your partner. How has it been ever since you started working with Walid? And how are you dealing with the uncertainty of being an entrepreneur, knowing that you're giving it your all, but not knowing what the output would be?
Okay, a very
Beautiful
good question.
Beautiful question. As always, Mr. Jordi, you have not lost your co-hosting skills.
I'm happy to hear that.
Working with Walid has been great. Not because he's here, but actually it's been great. It's very nice working with a friend because sometimes you work and it's everything serious, and then at the same time you could take a break and laugh and talk about things of life. You know, you're just working with someone that you're close to and someone that you trust, obviously. And of course, in terms of uncertainty, there's always uncertainty. You know, you're starting something from scratch. You're trying your best. You're working the hardest that you ever have worked. And nothing is certain in life. What we can do is just put your all in it. And of course, if you're doing it the right way, the results should be there. And thankfully, the results are coming. We are on the right track. We recently became the #1 bestseller soda on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, and we since we launched with Noon Minutes, they had sold out across most of their locations. They restocked their locations. Our distributors are very happy. So we are on the right track. You can see it either from the numbers talk, and you can also see it from the interest. So also, thankfully, the interest has been amazing. It could be in terms of people reaching out, distributors reaching out from outside other countries in the GCC. It could be multinational companies that are reaching out. Recently, we're gonna do some very big collaborations coming soon. We signed an NDA
Yeah.
with very big either beauty brands, beauty makeup brands, or cafes that are very well known. And we always push the hardest. We always push to the best. So we already built the base of HalaPop, and from the base, we were able to achieve being the first prebiotic soda, but doesn't end there. We're also enhancing our packaging. We're introducing new flavors coming soon, and
I want to know the flavors now since
No,
you teased it.
I think new flavors.
Maybe you can
will
give
come.
them a hint. Maybe you can give them a hint.
It's something super yummy.
No, that's lame,
But I
actually.
want to compliment what Karim has said. Yes, it's been good, but lots of challenges also, and we're still in the beginning. Yeah, there's interest because prebiotic and fiber very trendy right now, but the trend fades. So the challenge is also building something that people will stick to.
Yeah.
Right? People giving lots of attention. Yes, we developed very good product, good branding that we're enhancing, but it's still unknown where we are going. I hope we like Karim said, we're in the right direction. Nonetheless, nothing guarantees success. Nothing.
100%.
Like if anything we just faced a conflict. It hit us hard. We're a startup, right? You need lots of cash flow. You need to do lots of events. You need people to taste. And that's the thing with beverages. You gotta get people to taste. So there's still whole like we did nothing. We did 1%. You're still in the beginning.
I'm very interested to see what Halipop is up to and all the things that you're planning to do and everything. But I still have a question that I was thinking about before I arrived here, and that's like, I want to know how you guys feel that you complement each other. Like, what's one thing you think that?
Yeah, I'll tell you about
I
that.
know that
I'll
already.
tell you. I'm very. I'm. Karim is one of his best strengths, I believe, is he's very composed. Regardless, he handles tough situation, tough conversations well. Right. Same here. I handle them well. But I can say is I have more of a fire type of personality. He has more the ice, right? So we complement each other in that way, and each of us have different strengths that we rely on. We both have weaknesses as well. None of us are perfect. We both have areas to improve, enhance, whether it's skills and work themselves, whether it's dealing with certain situation. We always have to improve. I believe there's lots of areas we can improve in, but I think we're very good. Karim, for me, I would say the best partner I can have because he's really patient, and I'm really pushy. I'm the type of guy who pushes a lot.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So, tell me about it.
And what about you?
You would
What
know.
do you think?
I think.
How does
same,
Walid compliment you?
same thing. I feel like sometimes I could be too cold about a situation, and there is a rush, and that's where Walid comes in. Walid ensures the job gets done. Everything should be top priority, urgent, which I completely agree with. And sometimes where Walid comes in and I calm him down is where he is all over the place, and my coldness comes in to de-stress the situation. Sometimes things should be dealt ASAP, and some things we should like prioritize our other things, or sometimes our mental health.
I think that he has very good patience, right? Like Saturday night talking to him late, right? We gotta get this done. We're gonna get this done. So I'm like overthinking. He's like, okay, we're gonna get this done step by step, and that's what I really appreciate. And I think it's very important for founders, right? I think it's very important. And sometimes people like me, like we overthink, and in certain cases, you just have to take a breath and take it step by step. You will get it done. Persistence is very important. But and that's where Karim really helps HalaPop, is managing the stress to an extent.
لا, definitely very good answers. But now if you want to go deeper into Halipop, Look, everyone's drinking.
I love HalaPop.
So now if you want to get deeper a bit into HalaPop, obviously, guys, you work in the F&B industry.
Yeah.
I know the first thing in a casual conversation that you often hear is like, you work in the hardest industry, it's very saturated, how do you think you guys will make it out of it, etc., etc. And I'm sure because you're very ruthless, and I'm sure Kareem is a very hardworking person as well, you always will find a way, and you always like work and tend to find solutions, especially with this market, you know. At least that's what I
Of
learned
course.
about when I first learned that HalaPop lies in the F&B industry.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, listen. Can I say? I think all industries are tough, and most industries are saturated.
Exactly.
If you go to pharmacies, if you go to supplements, if you want to open a chips company, if you want to open F&B, yes, all of it. But even AI, bro, there's everything AI. But at least the difference, between AI and F&B, F&B actually takes a bit more time to evolve, right? We had Pepsi, Cola, 7-Up, all of these legacy soda brands for 50 years maybe. Now prebiotic sodas came after all of this time, right? I mean, supplements, everyone for past couple of decades, right? So to stay healthy, you take multivitamin. Now we're talking about NAD and these type of
Exactly.
stuff. So yes, there's innovations, but I feel any industry go in, whatever it is, it's tough. I mean, and there's lots of competitors. Unless you wanna like go to space like Elon Musk, I guess there's him and maybe NASA. So
And
I believe
even
exactly.
yeah, even in the prebiotic space, it just started, but we already know many competitors that are coming in. So it's not just being there and being innovative, but also differentiating yourself, being the best out there. And the way we did it with HalaPop is we believe we have the cleanest label. Like some people always add in a little bit of things that could lower their cost, maybe some artificial
preservatives,
sweeteners,
artificial
whatever it is.
sweeteners.
We made it a goal to have the cleanest and best label out there. And even with the cost is our cost is currently it's not low. We have a high cost. Just to be able to say the things that we are saying, the cleanest label, the amount of fibers they have.
The healthiest soda in the market.
Yeah. But what has been the number one like critique or like a question that people often ask you, kind of to like test your limits? Because they say oof, there's Coca-Cola, oof, there's so many drinks, oof, now there's Poppet.
There was something small that we had, and people used to challenge us with it, which is we have on our current cans that we have no added sugar, okay, and we have 15% juice content. So we don't add any sugar, but because of the 15% juice, we have a total of 3.8 grams of sugar, which is 90% less than Pepsi, by the way, and Coca-Cola. All
And
these.
it's natural sugar.
They have 40 grams of sugar. And yeah, the 15% juice content, so the sugar comes from the actual fruit itself.
The apple, the pear
Yeah,
that we have with grapes.
Exactly. So when we used to say that there's no added sugar, people would come to us and say, oh, so there is sugar, but it's just not added. So the way we're articulating it in our new packaging is that we have less than 4 grams of sugar comparing to the 40 grams in other
I
sodas.
think that's cleaner.
Yeah, less than 4 grams. And another thing that we're also fixing in our new design is that there's lots of expats here, but we really love the fact that we are regional, we are local, we're made in the UAE. Also, I believe there isn't many brands, right, that are in we are the first prebiotic, so there isn't any brand prebiotic that's made in the UAE. But the pop here, it's like people who don't read English, it's HalaPop, Hala's in Arabic.
That was my next question.
So right now, we added Hala on top of it. In the new can design, you'll
In
see
English.
it in
That's
English.
what I
in
wanted to
English,
ask you.
sorry.
Like, it's HalaPop. It's like majorly made, catered to this region. It's like HalaPop. I'm not sure about maybe the naming because it's a bit more catered towards the Arab region, or is it like more?
No, we are proudly catering to the Arab region and made to the Arab region. Number one, yes.
Okay, so it's a very clear messaging towards the Arab region.
It is a very clear messaging. We start in the UAE. We want to go into KSA, and that's ASAP and next.
So that's your audience.
The remaining GCC countries, Levant, North Africa. There's a clear roadmap.
And
But I believe there's also a very big audience in Europe and in the States. There's lots of Arab expats. There's lots of expats that would love products different than what's currently out there, right? And it also caters to them, right? Even our the tasting, the flavors, they're catered to Middle Eastern diet. Right now, Poppy, they entered the UK market. There are some, the CEO of Salt, that's also, they have sachets. They're a beautiful startup in the UK. They said Poppy might, he gave his point of view that Poppy might not work in the UK because something they missed is that they didn't cater for the UK diet. The US market, they love sugar, they love heavy stuff, but that's different in the UK. So we are catering, for that less stronger feel and haida. But there are also potential. There is potential to enter Europe. There is potential to enter UK because there's lots of Arabic expats all over the world.
And to add to Walid's point, also the way we're also catering it, the way we started is by catering it to the local taste. We started off with the local flavors, like we mentioned previously, but we're using the Effendi, not the orange, the pomegranate hibiscus, and all the local flavors to start with.
Cool. And what's one thing, Heki, you wished you learned sooner when you first started Halipop?
I have a very, very easy answer. I wish I had someone that really guided us in terms of how to set up the set up the legal agreements, especially with
Compliance stuff?
legal compliance, how you set up agreements, how you allocate an ESOP pool, how you allocate shares, how you develop agreements. I mean, in the beginning, you don't have much cash. That's the problem. And don't have. It's difficult to find the right guy. But if I were ever to advise someone beginning as a startup, never, ever allocate a certain equity only. You can say equity a percentage, right? If I say you own 1%, you should do that, but there's a complement to it. Okay, I'm allocating you 1%, which represent X amount of shares right now. So that's very important. We've been dealing with the new agreements with our advisors, with our partners, ESOP pool, and that's something that I wish we had more
What about
knowledge
you?
on.
I think that's actually the most important thing, basically legal in general. And also, because of AI, you would assume that if you started off with simple agreements that you could easily develop it either with ChatGPT or just a proper format that includes all the milestones and all the percentages. But there are many things that come behind it. So I think investing is in legal, and a lawyer that can take care of all the agreements and structuring the company. So there's the part of structuring the company and there's the part of legal. I think they both complement each other very well, and building the base is the most important part, because luckily enough we're able to do it a few months down the line. But if this was left for a few years down the line,
It would have been a complete mess.
disaster.
And I really want to thank the legal team we're working with. I'm shouting them out because
cool that you caught it early.
yeah, I'm giving them a shout because really they've been extremely helpful and making sure also that our Halipop's interest are kept safe and are good for the future as well. You don't want right now to go into the mess, because inshallah, hopefully, we're aiming to be a successful startup. If you become successful, I promise you that people will also try to take everything right
From you.
From now they're trying, and we're like as good as Halipop is, right? It's good, it's decent, but we're still tiny.
No, I get that.
Especially in the F&B industry, like
Exactly. And question for you, Kareem. What's like a skill you acquired throughout this entrepreneurial journey? Or maybe something that you didn't expect to be good at, something you've never done, and now like maybe a year later, you're like, oh, I didn't imagine I'd be good at that.
I think there are two things. The number one thing was that I used to be shy. Okay, so I used to, for example, if I were to be interviewing or speaking to someone older than me, I would feel that
Inferior.
so they're older than me. Like I can't come to talk to them from a point higher. And then with time, I feel that changed a lot. Definitely, I had to, because you would be dealing with all types of people, and lots of people. Sometimes you have to give them a push. You have to tell them what to do, and you don't expect everything to be coming from their side. So my shy characteristic kind of faded away in terms of when dealing with people.
I mean, it needs to fade
And-
away
and-
when you're with Walid.
and he's
working on
with
a
me.
project.
Like I'm the least shy person in the world.
But that's a good influence, because I'm sure
Yeah.
he also influenced you in different
But
ways.
here is where the balance, because I'm very straightforward. Like I'm very, very straightforward, and I'm very blunt with whoever it is. I'm very respectful and
Yeah.
professional. That doesn't change. I'm very respectful, but I don't get right, because at the end of the day, we're building something. I wanna benefit you, help you, but it's a two-way street.
So that's the first thing.
That
Okay,
was
the shyness.
that's
The second thing.
And second thing is a skill that I had to develop, is actually being super organized. So
Again,
Again, he knows I'm very OCD. He knows.
I'm still, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm still done. 1, 2, 3.
It
Remember?
stays done. 1, 2, 3, 4. ما تنسى snap.
so to be able to actually track any file, any record, any email, to be able to go back in time and search for it, you can't just be saving it on your desktop or on your downloads or in a file. So being very structured, either in terms of the way we put in the information of the ingredients, or putting in the photos of the photo shoots that we take, in any type of way, being very organized helps a lot.
And attention to detail.
Definitely.
Yeah, attention
Exactly.
to detail is very, very
Attention to
important.
La, that's a very nice answer. But for you, I have a different question, actually. So we worked with each other for
Yeah.
like 2-3 years, correct? Imagine we open a new venture and we start working again
Yeah.
together. What's one thing that I would be surprised that's changed in you?
One thing you would be surprised that changed in me, that's a very good and interesting question.
If you want to compare higher take days to HalaPop days, if I started to work with you guys, for example, in HalaPop, let's not go that far away. I'll be like, oh,
No, no,
he didn't used to do this in higher take, and now he's doing that in HalaPop.
I think I always used to push in higher take, even though we were doing it. For us at the beginning, it was more than a hobby. We wanted to try to
True.
build a brand. So I used to push. I think you would see more relentlessness, but I believe also Karim has a positive impact on me, where also now I manage it better. So I think I'm trying to see how you would be surprised, because with higher take you really experienced working with me.
But maybe, for example...
But I think there's more of a maturity
Obviously.
that came with the experience of working of HalaPop. So there's more maturity, more knowledge, and more cooperation and collaboration that would come and be like, okay, like I'm managing it well, working well together, keeping it calm and composed. So I hope good surprises. I don't know if there would be any bad surprises. I don't know.
So only good surprises?
I hope so.
لا بس time passed by very quickly. man.
والله ماهر, I
Very
hope يعني
quickly.
definitely we can someday كمان work on something together. I mean, higher take always connects us. Maybe one day you'll host a guest on higher take. That's something you can always do. It's your
Definitely,
podcast
man,
at that. And if
definitely.
you want to bring an expert, a doctor that talks more about them, feel free. It's our podcast. Karim maybe can bring also some girly pops to interview them as well. No, I'm joking around. But yeah, it's like you said, like time flies. Working in it's been 8 years in Dubai, consulting. First at that company, then we worked on higher take, worked on HalaPop.
100%.
It's nice that both of them start with an H as well. So
Exactly. Are you guys using AI, by the way? Have you heard about Claude?
Claude
Of
is
course.
insane. What I want to do is, you don't like it.
Oh my God.
What I want to do is
You like
I
it or
love
you don't
it,
like it?
man.
I want to
Yeah.
buy that Apple Mini, you know it?
Yeah.
The Apple Mini where you can connect it to a screen. I want to install Claude on it and just start.
But are you guys using the Claude chat or the Claude Cowork?
I
Cowork.
tried Cowork.
Man.
Tried Cowork, but I don't want to open it completely on my laptop.
Why you're scared? Because they
Yeah,
hack your
privacy.
information.
That's why I'm saying I want.
Well, I'm screwed if that's the case.
I want to buy the app. I mean, when you give it access to Chrome,
I gave it access to my meta ads
but
and everything. خلاص, too late.
but it says like
Debug. It's debugging. Kind
it says debug, but
It's
when
watching
you
your behavior.
enable it in the beginning, it says it's still like beta version, whatever, and like we don't guarantee. So,
But man, it's
but
been...
how are you using it mostly?
Okay, so Claude Chat is basically
Yeah.
the replacement for ChatGPT. It's like
Yeah.
normal chat, so it's
Yeah.
not like that innovative, you know? Cloud Cowork actually it has the tool that you can create AI agents that work for you. So for example, if you have 5 tasks every day that you do on repeat, you can schedule, hey Claude, memorize this skill, and every day at 10 a.m. give me the full report that has happened in X or full report that has happened in Y. So when it comes to Pharma Tech, how I use it, for example, I have a skill that I prompted, and every day at 11 a.m. I want you to search the internet on the newest updates on longevity and what's happening on the longevity space,
Beautiful.
and create a newsletter. And every day at 11 a.m. send it to me by email. So I use it to send content to my customers. Another example is, speaking of organization, it has a prompt every day at 10 a.m. It organizes all the screenshots and downloads I do in the day prior, and it puts them in their respective folders. Another thing, for example, every day or every week, it has a schedule to get the ads performance from Meta and literally dissect each creative, each ad set, each campaign into what's working, what's not, recommendations, what to double down on, and what to cut. So I only told you 3 tasks. Imagine I have like 12 on a daily basis. Just run now, run
That's
now,
insane.
run now. But
The screenshots, where does it take them from? From photos?
yeah, because you give it the skill, it tells you and allow control
Allow
over
control
download.
of photos.
Man, every day. You take screenshots through the day and you want
But
to
it
send
can
this
see
and
all
send
the
that.
other pictures as well.
It can see, but man, look, I genuinely believe, we're already screwed when it comes to data and hacking and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I think that if someone wants to know
You might
anything
as well give
about
them
you,
everything.
they know everything about you. They're not waiting for Claude $20 subscription per month to actually expose you. You know, so
Yeah. That's
often
insane.
I try to not to think about.
And then
this.
it takes the screenshots and put them in
Puts them
on folders on your Mac.
exactly. So you know Alex Hormozy,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So it has another prompt. I want to share this as well. I tell it, okay, Alex Hormozy style, develop for me scripts about longevity I can use for my meta ads, which I send to my father to shoot every day. So every day, based on Alex Hormozy style, for example, they generate scripts and longevity
that's
hooks.
so
And they put them in PDF in the folder.
That's
So every
so
day I
smart.
just have to send my father every day, like for example at 2 p.m. Okay, today Claude generated these kind of scripts and hooks. So now he has like hundreds. So he's very overwhelmed with the number of content that he has to shoot.
How's your dad
But-
handling everything going
Good,
at
man.
Pharma Tech?
Good, man. Honestly, I'm blessed to be in a type of situation where not only am I his best friend, and not only do we share the obviously parent-child dynamic, but we get to work on something similar, and we tend to share the same goal. So yeah, I'm grateful to be in this kind of situation. I really enjoyed this episode. Maybe before we wrap it up, بس هيك, I know you're very active on Instagram, and I'm actually very proud of the work you're doing. عن جد, يعني كل ما افتح Instagram, HalaPop's posting stories, you're on Amazon, you're on Noon. Obviously, your work is showing off. I'm sure with this right mentality, with this right attitude, it's only upwards from here. Maybe you can tell your audience what's next, other than the flavors. What are the pop-ups they can find you at? What's your
course.
next move? Where can they find you? Obviously, I know this podcast is now sponsored by Halipop, but take any
And
words,
Pharma Tech.
because I know you're busy, and I know the next time probably you're gonna do a podcast is not anytime soon. So maybe you can splash all the information you need for your audience.
Very very nice question, and again, I want to hear from you as well. But beautiful episode. Really enjoyed it. Really love catching up with you, and always with Karim as well. But in terms of HalaPop, I think there's lots of exciting partnerships coming soon. A new can design coming soon, a new flavor coming soon. In terms of events, we're very active. There's lots of events that we're gonna participate in. Always stay up to date on social media for this. because not sure when this episode will be released. Like we have 3-4 events in the next week. We're partnering with F&B places as well, which is very exciting. But listen, to be honest, it's a very fun industry to be in. That's something I really love about HalaPop. It's fun. There's cool brands. There's cool names you get to work with. There's good opportunities, but that comes with lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of work. So yeah, I don't know if Karim, you want to add anything.
Karim, what
to
about
it?
you?
Well, there's, like Walid mentioned, it's a very fun industry. It's never ending. Either in terms of, I feel in terms of events, because of the current situation, everything slowed down, but it's all catching up. So they all got postponed for like 2 months down the line, and now we're just all over the place, just preparing for all types of events. We're increasing the team. Obviously, we need support, but lots of exciting things. I'm really excited for you all to try the new flavor, which I cannot yet mention, with the new designs, and also soon enough will be not just available online, but also in stores.
What about you, man? Anything else you want to touch upon? Pharma Tech? Anything exciting? You want to keep the...
لا definitely.
لا. Yeah.
لا, definitely. Again, like we started a podcast, and like I said, the most important thing is for people to get informed and to get educated that aging is a disease. It's not something inevitable. We want to help people take control of their health. We want them to understand with simple terms, like I explained it before, what happens on a cellular level. Because once they understand how important the NAD plus is, which is the fuel for the mitochondria, which is the most important thing in your body to produce this ATP energy, the more they will be prone to start taking it. And that's where we consider ourselves successful, is when we start having positive impact on people's health, which is the most important thing, So
we're both on a mission to
Exactly.
having a healthier community,
Exactly.
right? Better for you soda,
So,
better for you
100%.
supplements.
So
live
I'm
better.
sure every day, man, you wake up and you say, I want people to engage or indulge in like a yummier drink or like a healthier drink. Same for me, man. I want people to start taking care of their health. I want them to be educated, because it's not the easiest, as you mentioned, industry to be in. There's a lot of bottlenecks when it comes to decision making, to take something actually and put it in your body. So I think that's it. We're going to introduce new products, hopefully very soon. And yeah. That's
Yalla,
it for me.
amazing, man.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for coming
Thank
back.
you for having
Jay,
me
let's
once
keep
again.
on pushing. Hopefully next
Yalla, let's
episode,
go.
many more accomplishments.
La, it was a blast, guys.
Inshallah.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Yalla.
Take care.
Bye bye.